groups of people traveled west. The Mormon pioneers began their journey west in the 1840s. It is the winter of 1847. My name is Emma. I am part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is organized by Joseph Smith in 1830, or in other words, I am a Mormon. After Joseph Smith was killed by a mob, Brigham Young, the church's new leader, decided that the Great Salt Lake would be a safe place without persecution for Mormons to settle. Mormons had moved many times, but troubles always seemed to follow, so I knew that traveling to the far west could solve our problems. My family decided to travel on the first voyage to the Great Salt Lake with Brigham Young. We have traveled many hundreds of miles on foot. We are now entering the Wyoming Territory. The weather is bitter cold and we have little food. Trials and challenges come as often as there are dips in the trail. Mama tells me to have faith and be strong. I try to do just that, even when deaths come our way. It is the early spring of 1847. There's a little bit of snow on the ground, but at least it's warmer than the winter blizzards before. We have just made it to the Salt Lake Valley. I heard Brigham Young say, "This is the right place." Papa has started building us a cabin to live in, and I am so excited to call this place home. It is the summer of 1850. Over 15,000 people have settled here in the Salt Lake City. Brigham Young just became the governor of the Utah Territory. As I look back on my journey across the plains as a pioneer, it was very tough and challenging, but I am glad I made the journey. I know that we settled in the right place. Another group who traveled west were gold miners. The gold rush began in 1849 in California. It is the year 1849. My name is Timothy. I am 23 years old. After hearing about James Marshall and his discovery of gold at Sutter's Mill, I decided to quit my job and become one of the 80,000 gold miners, or 49ers, of California. I settled just outside of San Francisco by a river. Almost every single day I go out back and pan for gold with my dear brother John. We were doing okay. We hadn't struck rich yet, but at least we weren't broke, like many of the people I knew. It all changed, though, when a group of broke 49ers came and robbed our camp. We lost all of our gold. With no legal law enforcement, vigilantes, self-employed law enforcement found the robbers and hung them. No trial. I wanted punishment for these men, but I couldn't believe that the punishment was to be lynched. To my relief, later in 1849, California got a government and a state constitution. California was added to the Union as a free state in 1850. As life as a gold miner went on, I came to know many different types of people, like Native, Mexican, Chinese, and African Americans. I also met people from Europe and South America. Many of those people I met, though, didn't have the same rights as me because of their ethnicity. It took years for these problems to finally be solved. The United States had expanded from the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean.